Hey guys. So, yeah, I'm tired as all hell. Let's get this going though. Apparently, from what I understand, the maintenance ended a little earlier than it should have. But I just finished downloading the patch now, so yeah, I'm not a morning person. So expect me to just sound half here, half not for this. Don't worry, the brain's mostly firing. Okay. Um, so, we got a whole bunch of stuff to look over. 2.2's dropped. That brought a ton of changes to the core game. Obviously, crews. We have the job license rebalance, all sorts of things to look over. We have a couple new alterations as well. So, we'll just start from the top. We'll do it systematically. Okay. Let's see here. Did the 1500 horror thing refresh? Should have, yeah? Well, it doesn't say it did on here, but I'm pretty sure it did. Anyways, so we're going to look at the welfare, and then we're going to look at all the new Gacha stuff. Actually, yeah, Brian, I was really surprised by the early release. It's interesting because, to my knowledge, up to this point, GBGW has been really bad with delaying the larger patches. So either one, this was a very well thought out patch and they didn't have conflictions that caused a ton of server maintenance, or two, they're putting more time into Q&A to make sure that, when they launch it, it doesn't require 5 extra hours of downtime. Or both, or neither. But it's a good sign, at least, that their maintenance is finishing at minimum on time these days instead of taking multiple extra hours. Oh yeah, we got that crew credit thing that showed up. So that's where you can get light alteration tools. That's a little weird, but okay. Anyways, let's get cracking on the new stuff. Spear device. Oh, A. I wish they'd work on their file sizes. There's a lot of things like that. Yeah, little things. All right, the Vayeate. Vayeate? Whatever. Well, for space, EX skill piercing boosted. As I've said before, I personally don't think EX skill pierce boost is really the most amazing thing in the world, but, each to their own. Yeah. At least 4 space has been buffed, so now it's 3% and what? It should be 8. Yes. Yes? No, it says 3 and 5 on here, but I remember them saying it was 3 and 8. Whatever. 3% is a much nicer parameter gain than the 1% it used to be. So, but even then, it's... Considering we've got more supplementary tags now that push their way to 10% primary stat, these less than 5% ones have even less use now. So, anyways. Now, stats. We're looking at welfare stats pretty much. It has token melee attack, and the shot attack is on the slightly higher side for welfare heads. So there's at least that. Okay. Now the word tags are interesting. Like, long range isn't inherently bad, as it's like high firepower pretty much. It gives that extra 5% offensive. But I guess it has a little more use as it gives you extra shot defense, but negligible at the end of the day. It's still a nice sub tag, but it's not that common, at least on the higher end parts. So it's ahead. It's okay. It's not bad, but it's definitely not anywhere near good for a welfare because it doesn't really have a useful trait /EX. The tags are, stats are on the higher end, but that's really it. With technique attribute, EX skill pierce boost. So something tells me that it's going to have an EX skill that has a lot of power and no pierce, and its entire gimmick is built around that single EX skill, which is fine. Stat-wise for torso, it's actually really high stats for a welfare torso, because that 636 gets pushed up by what, like 400 change or so. So you're looking at like 1,000 shot attack on a welfare torso, which is pretty good. Force base and long range again, though. The stats are really good, though. I'll give it that. When attacking with beam, special shot power boosted. Special shot refers to when you hold down the shot button, so doesn't really affect anything else. Depending on the weapon you use, that may be cool sounding, it may not be. Personally, I think it's better to just invest in shooting power bonuses or EX skill bonuses. Special shot doesn't really have much time to shine, as it were. The arms also push over 1,000 shot attack, which again, it's a welfare. That's really not bad. Okay. Tags, everyone has their own opinions on how word tags and stuff kind of look to them, but I don't really like the combo that much. Long range is acceptable. Force space is when shot attack is over 5k, long shot attack raised. Long shot attack is how your distance from you to your enemy. Certain weapons will have damage bonuses if you meet the range. Ideal. So rifles, like actual sniper rifles, want you to be long range. Beam rifles, the smaller handheld ones, are like medium range, and SMGs are like close range, right? This, to my knowledge, doesn't affect EX skills, just your neutral shots and special shots, so limited use. Stat-wise, much like the other two, it has a really nice shot attack for a welfare. Also to note, the commander tag has changed. If you weren't aware of the new word tag changes, it now grants 10% shot attack. It's pretty much a buffed ace exclusive, as it also gives a sub boost to beam resistance. So, backpack. Beam cannon, there it is. Okay, not really. Ooh, C-, A+. Yeah, so I was thinking it was going to be something like, a B skill with perhaps C pierce or something, and all these EX skill piercings were there to offset that and turn it into a real powerhouse EX skill. But as it has C- power, even at max, it's going to be very limited as to the damage it's going to be able to do. Yeah. Did you check piercing change? I don't believe they ever documented piercing, so interesting. Gear. Oh, there's our gold cost 100. Neat. So everyone can just get a free 5-star cost gear. Items. Daily tickets. That's for the daily missions, right? Yeah. And they've added the BT marks in the shop. Yeah, heck, I'm on board for this. That's actually pretty nice. That'll really help us kind of get that growth curve going. Now for items, we're looking at power, Gundam type, mobile fighter, heavy armor, long range, or Tundra. Mobile Fighter has got a huge boost with this recent patch, so very good idea to start stocking up. To boost, as you can see here, you can see that the amount you can buy has really boosted as well. Instead of only being able to trade for 5 to 6, it's now brought up all the way to 20. We're going to have a lot of upgrading to do in the futures, boys. Lots of upgrading. This is nice though, because this will be able to have most players have 6-star parts very easily, even new players. So yeah. But this does feed in exactly what I was saying and what I've been saying this whole time when it comes to the way that this game releases new content. At the beginning, it's difficult to get, it's limited, and, it's just kind of a pain for some people. But you give it enough time, it becomes excessively available. You'll be drowning in it in no time, and, it becomes very easy to just generally use. This is proven true for the 4-star upgrade parts, the 5-star upgrade parts, and now the 6-star upgrade parts, and soon, alteration tools as well. So, just something to remember, guys. Whenever they introduce something brand new and you're not able to tackle it right away, that's fine. Just sit on your thumbs for a couple of months. It'll become accessible for you. And really, at the end of the day, you don't really need to worry about being cutting edge all the time. Because at this point, our stats are getting so ridiculously high that it just doesn't matter anymore. Okay. And what do we get? We got Build Burning, TR6, that's Rairu, and Dual Gundam, Assault Shroud. Cool. Okay. So, the welfare really doesn't have anything amazing to write home about. The item store has some really cool stuff in it. I'm a real fan of the BT marks, personally. I do also like the changes they've made to the stock numbers. Now, the only thing I hope is that they've potentially rebalanced the amount of points we get to make obtaining all of those easy, even if you don't roll the gacha. But I have a feeling those are there for incentive for people to roll the gacha so that they can stock up on all these items. But we'll see. Okay, so with that done, to the gacha. Gacha. Come on. You can do it, little phone. Don't overheat on me. Don't overheat on me, little buddy. Okay. So, we have the Legend, the Transient, the German Ninja. Okay, so we'll start off, I guess, with the Legend Gundam. So, Battle Festival Limited. Ace exclusive Commander. Okay. Off to an interesting start. So, just for anyone that wasn't aware, as I mentioned before, Commander's had a change in how it functions due to the rebalance of word tags. You can see right here in the description of the word tags themselves exactly what's happened. Ace exclusive went from your shot attack boosted by 10% to 10% plus a 5% boost to shot defense. Commander has gone from 5% shot attack to 10% shot attack, and yeah, quite the drastic boost for some tags. Anyways, let's take a look at the stats. Middle shooter job, EX skill power boosted. Very easy to get a middle shooter. You get the shooting boost when you use them, so not really a downside. And you're going to get an EX skill power boost. All in all, this is a very, very powerful head. And the stats are nothing really to laugh about either. Yeah, pushing 9k, considering typically we'd see pushing up to like 8.7. So I would argue that this has one of the highest skill ceilings for shot heads in the game, the 2 best tags you could ask for, and an amazing EX skill to boost, or trait. Nice head. Now, while Commander, shooting power boosted by 30%. Most shooters are now going to want to activate Commander and Ace exclusive, so you can more or less be guaranteed this will trigger. The boost is substantial. Stat distribution wise, it is very nice, easily breaking over 2k shot attack in the torso. Okay. So again, the best word tags you could want, an amazing part trait, and amazing stats. So far, the Legend Gundam is impressive. And as somebody mentioned, this is pre-alteration. I can only clench my butthole in preparation to see exactly what's going to happen with the alteration on this. While Ace exclusive, shooting power boosted. As I've said before, you know, you're gonna activate it. That's an amazing tag. That's an amazing buff. Ace exclusive for space. Finally, something that isn't jaw-droppingly amazing. Stat distribution-wise, you're looking at pushing, what, that's like 700 or so. So pretty much 4K shot attack on the arms. That's pretty good. Yeah, I'd say that's pretty good. The integration kind of hurts. As some of you may be aware, when you use a integrated part for event bonuses, you only get the bonuses if it was a single part. Beyond that, obviously you lose the utility of being able to benefit from a second trait or a second EX skill from using an integrated part. So it is kind of on a per user basis. You do get a huge stat trade-off in return, and it's technically easier to max out EX skill-wise because it's one part instead of two separate ones now, but there are trade-offs involved with integrated parts, so just food for thought. But overall, it's still a very powerful part. Ace exclusive, great trait, great stats. But remember, you are losing a slot and a potential EX skill or trait. And event bonus, but yeah, it's kind of secondary because it's only really useful for like a week. So, Defiant Kai Beam Javelin, B+D. Unleash a barrage of attacks. So, I'm going to assume that this is a lot like the Flurry Rush. We'll see with the Twitter videos later exactly what it entails. But with most non-cutscene melee skills, it'll lock you into an animation, at which point you are at the mercy of every hostile on the field if you whiff. So, yeah, just remember that. Stat-wise, though, yeah, you're looking at some great stats, about what? 400, so about 1800 shot attack or so on the legs, which is nice. Nothing terribly amazing, but still quite nice. Ace exclusive for space again. So the head and the torso on this seem to really be the shining examples of a, you know, a festival suit. The rest of it's not bad, but it's not stunning enough, you know? Alright, backpack. There's our Dragoon system. And whoa. What am I looking at? That's okay. So we have an A+C power EX skill. It appears to be cutscene based on the cooldown. And as typical for beam shots, it does have a low power, high pierce. However, from the description, it obviously gives you the boosts, but it executes a melee attack while firing in all directions. I'm trying to figure out if, like, what is the idea behind this? This is so weird. Having a cutscene EX skill with C power. That's... wow. Think Particle Fajin, but for shooter. Yeah, but Particle Fajin actually had power behind it. This is just... oof. The buffs are nice, though. It has a relatively low initial cooldown. The only real beef I have with this is that it's not going to hit as hard as its counterparts. Interesting. Ace exclusive for space. Shot defense is running 400 change, so you're looking at just under 2k shot attack on the back. Not bad. Okay. Ooh, cripes, I'm still sleepy. Okay, cool. So much like the legs and the arms, like, it's not a bad part, obviously. It does have limited stat distribution, but like, that EX skill is kind of a letdown, frankly. I wasn't sure what I was expecting, but it wasn't that. Okay. Defiant Kai Beam Javelin. When armor is 60% or more, EX skill power boost. Very easy to keep your armor above 60%, and you get an EX skill power boost. I see this as an absolute win. Ace exclusive Force Space again. Oh, this does give a little shot attack. Cool. So this is technically something you could use on a melee or shot, as it doesn't exactly have the worst melee stats I've ever seen. The trait does work for both shooters and melee, so you're not exactly losing out with it. However, the word tags do obviously favor shooter. So if you're going to use this on a melee build, you'll most likely end up subslotting this, as you can get higher melee spec weapons. And yeah, but I personally think the trait's really nice for a melee slot, at least for shot machines. For melee, you guys have more options, but overall you get this. You're still not really losing out. It does give you some versatility in what you do. So, okay. With speed attribute, job gauge boosted. Well, until I see how the job licenses have been rebalanced, I'm still going to sit here thinking that job gauges really aren't that important. And also considering that there are better options available for the melee slot trait anyways, I don't really see a lot of reason to want or desire this. Ace exclusive commander. Okay, well, there's an answer for you. For a shot machine, this will be really nice. Gives you a little bit of shot attack. The two best tags in the game for your suit. The only thing you'll have to do is find something a little better to use in the sub-slot position to get a trait or potentially the EX skill worth your while. For melee, though, this really ain't doing much for you. None of the tags are useful. The trait, it might be useful. Again, I need to check the job license rebalances. But yeah, better options out there for limiteds, at least for melee. For shot though, it's not bad. Only because of the word tags. It's rare to find something that has ace exclusive and commander at the same time. So, okay. And the high energy beam rifle. Yeah, the chonky boy. With speed attribute, enemy EX skill power reduced. Very nice for supporter type suits. Not that useful, I think, personally, for main suits. Stat wise, just under 10k. Ace exclusive commander. So you're looking at a very healthy stat pool, as you're only shy like a few hundred points from the best rifles in the game right now, numbers wise. Yeah, traits nice. Our tags are nice. The trait, unfortunately, I think is the one downside to this, as this does have a alteration form as well. Obviously, it's going to have some crazy numbers behind it, but with a lackluster trait, well, I guess now that tools are becoming more available, it may still be useful, but we'll get into that later. Overall, it's not a bad beam rifle in this form, pre-alteration. Good word tags, good stats. Problem is the trait /EX, which can just be swapped out. So, nice. Overall, the Legend Gundam has some very nice parts to it. The beam saber, head, torso, and rifle. The rest of it's I'm kind of on the fence with. We'll check it out post-alteration though. Alright, let's check out the Transient. Now, how many parts are in this? 7. Okay. While close combat, melee power boosted. Well, close combat. And that's kind of a typical thing to see on melee suits. Not bad. High mobility. That does give melee attack boost as well. It's a secondary sub tag. Again, not bad. We are lacking pro tag though. Obviously, the suit never had a protagonist in it. Yeah. Okay, word tags are okay. Stat distribution wise, you're looking at what, 5? Yeah, so about 1600 melee attack, which isn't bad for a head at all. Shot attack doesn't really matter that much, as it is going to be a lot lower than a machine like the Legend, which focuses on shot. Okay. Trait's nice. Tags give you a lot of options. Stats for melee, not bad. Okay, the head's pretty okay. There's a GN field. Speed up, shot defense up, beam and physical resist up. A purely defensive... A purely defensive awakening. This wouldn't be something I personally throw on my main suit, but perhaps on a supporter. But it is locked only to yourself instead of to your entire team, which does limit its usefulness by a significant amount. On terms of canon, in terms of gameplay, close combat, high mobility again. Stat distribution wise, we're looking at about 2,000 melee attack on the torso, which is a respectable number. So you're looking at some healthy stats, decent word text. The EX skill I think is a waste. Does this rival the Quant Head? That's a good question, because I can't remember the Quanta Head anymore. Gotta understand how many parts I'm looking at day in and day out. My brain just doesn't remember everything individually anymore. D Power, A Pierce, 11 magazine. Remember that the balance fix for Vulcans is they are able to stagger. I personally think this EX skill would be better replaced with something that actually does damage, potentially a cutscene or a nice buffing type skill. I don't think the balance fix to Vulcans really did much. Okay, stat distribution wise, we're looking at about, wow, no shot defense whatsoever. Ballsy. So about 600. So just under 5k melee attack on the arms, which isn't bad. Fully buffed out. 36, 37, 12. So about 99.3k. Okay, cool. Arms aren't bad. The EX skill I think is a complete waste, however. Word tags are, again, something that give you a little bit of flexibility in how you decide to go about your build. With dual sabers, category equipped EX skill power boost. Typically that's something you'd see in the arms. So seeing it on the legs is nice, and that also feeds into a lot of very high-end weapon specs, so nice. Close combat Gundam type, okay, again, 2 tags you can definitely make a lot of work out of. Melee defense, so you're looking at what, that's just under 600, so 2.1k melee attack on the legs. There's a lot of melee attack on this suit so far, which I'm quite a fan of. Yeah. So it has, again, tags you can really, work with. It has, in my opinion, a very nice trait. Dual sabers, again, have a lot of really nice options in the limited and non-limited pools alike. And the stats aren't anything to sneeze at either. Burst Lancer, B plus D. Okay, raise your melee and shot attack by 19. I'm not terribly surprised by the low numbers on that, as typically whenever it's a fusion type buff, one that buffs both shot and melee, the numbers are heavily reduced, and that's due to the versatility that it gives your suit. If it only boosted one, I think it would have been a lot better, but it boosts both as, again, it's a lore thing. Yeah. 19% though really isn't anything to sneeze at. It is still a substantial number. I believe EX1 is probably going to be about 10% or so. Yeah. So at EX1, which most people have this at, you're just going to get a 10% boost flat to your melee and shot when you use this. Considering a lot of people have easily broken 40k by now, that's a free 4,000 stats extra. That's not bad. Of course, when you compare it to other awakenings and buffs in the same category that are able to push up to, 25-30% plus, obviously it pales. But Gotta roll with what you got, right? Tags, close combat Gundam type. See what I said about the past two parts. Stat-wise, you're looking at around 2k melee attack, which again, really good for a non-arms part. Nice. The GN Partisan Detached. There's some dual blades for you. GN Lance Bits, Photosphere. Okay. You can move freely while firing, A plus C minus. So it's not going to hit very hard, has high pierce. Not really feeling it. Numbers wise, that's actually really nice. That's like just under 10k again. That's nice. So the numbers are good. I don't really like the EX skill. Tags are workable. And the last part, the coupled GN Partisan. Deploy GN Partisan. And this one actually has some beef behind it. 15 seconds, 60s. So this is going to be what? That's a non-cutscene, if I'm reading the numbers right. B plus power isn't terrible. Especially with all the EX skill power boost the sucker has on it. So not bad, not great, not bad. I find it weird that between two Battle Festival suits, there wasn't a single EX skill with A power. That's new. Okay. Well. And stat-wise is pretty much like, yeah, its counterpart. Okay. So, Transient has a lot of numbers behind it. Has some interesting traits on some parts. But all the EX skills are kind of lackluster. That's putting it nicely. Has a decent array of tags. None of the best tags for melee have shown themselves here, though. But yeah, most of its traits are relatively easy to activate and give you good buffs. Not really a fan of the EX skills on it, though. Okay. So, with those out of the way, oh, they added more columns too. I'll have to check that out. Alright, let's take a look at Mr. Rakan Dahkaran. Is this worse than Haro? Like, yeah, he has some melee and shot defense, and, you know, it'll transfer over to, like, 500 melee and shot attack total with 30% change gear, but, like, what the heck am I looking at? This is just hooey. Xeon and high firepower. High firepower is nice, but, like, yikes. Yeah, he's literally there for that one occasion switch mode, but like even then there's better pilots, frankly. Okay, Mr. German Ninja, Infighter. Mobile Fighter, 4 Forest, with speed attribute self, recover 20 armor gradually. Wow, that's a complete waste of a trait. Numbers wise, he's pretty much bog standard in the offensive category. Okay. So he's just like another good melee pilot. Not top tier, not really bad, in that healthy middle line. So that's nice. I don't really like the tags that much. The mobile fighter is good, but for Forest, eh. Okay. So that's all the gacha stuff looked at now. Interesting. We got reprints. Okay, cool. So they've sorted that out. There's the Rebake Full City, Build Strike, Ryusei Go. Yep, the Floros. We got our capsules under the event. We have our series, and we have permanent. I do like this extra level of separation, as it means I no longer have to worry about scrolling through like 40 friggin' banners in the series pool that are under, you know, the recommended and new and whatnot. So I'm okay with this change. I think it's nice to keep things nicely and neatly sorted into their own little places. Okay. So, with that done, we have the alteration stuff to look over. We'll look at the event blueprints, although I'm pretty sure we know what's in them already. Not the 3-star ones. We know what the 4-star ones are due to the exchange. So, Yeah, build burning. No, it looks like TR6 wasn't the Harairu, it was the Woundwort, yes. Okay. Yeah, the Harairu was the event welfare. And the Dual Gundam Salt Shroud. Shining, Virsago. Okay. And it looks like we haven't got any new 3-star exchange stuff in here. Okay. Check the alteration. I will. What I want to do first, actually, is I want to watch the Twitter videos real quick, just to see what the EX skills look like. And then from there, we'll go and look at the alterations, as I think that's really the only fair way to really go about this, you know? That should go over here. At least that way I have some idea of what I'm rating, so to speak. Where is there's the Twitter videos. 1, 2. Okay. Let me just switch over to desktop view here real quick. Bada boom. All right. So, you stop. You are not the right suit. Are you the right suit? No, you're Virsago. But I found the Twitter, and that's what matters. All right. So look at the legend first. Yeah. So on paper, it looks like an nice EX skill, but in practice, eh. I love the animation on some of these EX skills, but like, ugh. I'll take a look at it properly when alterated, but it's a nice cutscene. I think it looks great. The melee EX skill, though, is clearly just not up to par. Alright, Transient. B+A. Okay, so it looks like it does get a significant boost in its EX specs. I'm assuming the same goes for the other suit. Yeah, B+ again. Oh, hold on. Go back a second. I need to... What is the range on that? Single suit. Okay. Wait, what the heck was the cooldown on that? Interesting. So, it's a quick bomber type, 60 seconds cooldown at max. Huh. And the backpack. Wait, what? Okay, so I'm just gonna put this out there. But something that has such a flashy animation behind it, you know, it's spawning wings, doing this whole cutscene thing, and it finishes with a very lame, you know, it doesn't even like, the particle Fajin, right? It's nothing really to write home about on paper. You go up, you hit them, you do a single, you know, like the 1-inch punch kind of thing, but then the ground cracks and it looks really cool. This, you have the huge flashy wing animation. It's like, haha, and you're done. Like on Impact, they should have had like some kind of blue burst explosion behind the suit or something. Make it look flashier. It just felt like a... Yeah, it feels like I got stolen from almost, you know? Anyways, we'll have to take a look at the parts alterated, but at least I know what I'm working with now. Okay. Oh, almost dropped my phone on the floor. That would have been awkward. So, let's go do the supply stash. Oh, okay, yeah, right, this thing. You get a free gift every X amount of time. Oh, more capital, just what I need. Alright, let's look at alterations, shall we? Alright, so Transient, Legend, anything new get added in here? Wait, Banshee and Unicorn, those don't look familiar to me. Providence, oh no. So I got 3 suits in here to look over, plus the 2 in the other. Okay, let's get going. Yeah, what have I got myself into this morning? What have I got myself into this morning? There's way more than two. What? Unicorn, Banshee, Providence. The Gujin was in there before. Same with the Legiless. Barbados, Burning, the O. I don't see anything else new in here. I just see these guys. Oh no. I see what you mean now. I'm gonna get a drink. We're gonna be here a while. Please excuse me for a minute. Okay. Well, let's get this pain train going, shall we? We'll start in the permanent tab, so I feel like there's some progress. Okay. Unicorn Gundam. Let's go. So, I'm going to set a couple of ground rules here to assist me while looking over all these parts. So, for one, I'm mainly going to be caring about what the additional boosts are to the EX skill or part trait. What I'm going to be doing is for the 2-star suits, or sorry, not 2-star, but anything that isn't part of the current banner. So if it's not Transient, it's not Legend, I'm going to be doing a very cursory glance. The word tags, they've all been rebalanced, but we can see what the text is on them. Those will be very quick, just look at them. For the trait / EX skill, I'm going to be looking at it, and it's purely going to be judged on if it's good. I'm not going to really care if it's a good upgrade from the original part. I'm just going to look at the part and determine if it's good or not. As for stats, well, those are pretty straightforward. They're either going to be good or they're not. And the only reason I'm setting all these ground rules in place is so that, as somebody said, it's going to be a 4-hour stream. I don't want that to happen. So I'm going to try to get through these as quick as possible while still summarizing the key points as to whether or not a part is good without dragging on for too long. Hopefully you guys understand why I'm doing this. It should still be sufficient information for all of you to decide whether or not the part is good for you in particular, or whether the part is good in general. So, anyways, let's get crack-a-lackin'. Okay, head-mounted Vulcan. As I've said before, Vulcans, the rebalance was just to add staggering, so it's not really going to be much of a bonus. Stat distribution-wise, the head approaches 8.5k, the numbers aren't bad, but I think all heads that are alterated kind of reach this number to my knowledge. It may be different with the newer stuff that got added, we'll find out. Force-based Gundam type. Even with the rebalance in tags, I don't think the 4 whatever tags are still that great. At least they get the 5% when you're on the right map, but it's much more restrictive than other word tags, as it does require a very specific field type for you to really get the full benefits from it. So, even the rebalance made them better, for sure. But I still don't think that they're a true competitive tag to other things like high firepower, mobile fighter, anything like that. And it's purely because they require something that you, as a player, have very little to no control over. So, at least on most maps. Okay, so I personally just look at the EX skill and kind of meh. Also, I'm not giving my normal disclaimer about the alteration tools before I start reading off on this, as they have been changing it around to make it a little more accessible to all players, meaning we should start seeing a larger boon in alteration tools. Each player is responsible for their own inventory. I'm not about to baby it for you and manage it, so if you think that you can afford using the alteration tools, go for it. Just, be smart with it. If you look at it and go, this is really good, don't let anyone stop you. The game's about building what you want. Set distribution-wise, on the torso, we're looking at, 1500 shot attack plus shot defense, it's 6 change? So 2k plus melee attack brings it kind of up to par with other melee-type suits, at least that have been alterated. Force-based Gundam type, don't like force-based, Gundam type is workable. Stats are nice. The NTT gets a healthy boost with a 39% melee attack at full cap. The speed boost and melee defense are just kind of extra cherries on top. Personally, I think it would be better if it was directly melee, but you work with what you got. Arms, Beam Tonfa. Yep, there's our cutscene EX skill with S power. You get a shot attack boost, you get a beam resist boost, and you get a decent amount of heal. Beam Tonfa was already considered a nice melee EX skill. It did have a lot of momentum behind it. So it's nice to see it getting a boost. There's probably still better options out there for melee, but not bad. Not bad at all, especially if you like the unicorn. It's quite the nice little boost. With speed attribute, special shot power boosted. I've already explained what special shot is. I don't think I have to do it again. And arm parts EX skill power boosted. Well, lots of arms have good EX skills. Not bad. I don't like the special shot power boost personally. I wouldn't alterate this part, but if you think you want to for the numbers behind it, because, for a pair of legs, it does have pretty decent stats. I should go back and look at the unicorn arms, but I'm pretty sure they're going to be like 9.8k. Fully maxed. It's got good stats. It's got workable tags. I don't like force space, but high firepower is flexible. It has a decent part trait. The other one, what are the stats on the arms here? 8.4, mod 12. Yep, 9.6. I was actually really close with my guess, so not bad. So pretty typical arms. Obviously have a high stat ceiling. Tags are still kind of meh, but those can be swapped out. EX skill is nice. Backpack. The double Saber Rush, A-D. So this is going to be a non-cutscene melee animation. It'll lock you into an animation, and you're at the mercy of your enemy. Bleh. Force base high firepower. See what I said about the previous part. Stat distribution wise, you're looking at about 2k melee attack again. For a backpack, that's not bad at all. Okay. Faber. With speed attribute, initial EX skill charge boost, and when one enemy shot down, reduce cooldown by 50% once. As I've said before, the shoot one enemy or two enemies down really restricts the usefulness you can get out of a part, as the usable missions get heavily reduced. You can no longer use it in 1v1 arena, you can no longer use it in multi-missions that only have one boss, things like that. So, food for thought onto what you're fighting. The first trait, still nice. Second trait, Force base, high firepower again. Don't like force base, high firepower is flexible. And there's our breaking 10k beam saber. Cool. So, if anything, you may just want it for the stats, but... Alright, Beam Magnum also breaks 10k. Special shot power boost, EX skill power boost. Special shot's a bust, but the EX skill power boost is nice. Force base high firepower. Okay, well, it's a pretty healthy statted beam rifle. Okay, so both the beam saber and the gun have extremely high stats. They have kind of one good trait, one meh trait, and the tags are workable. The bazooka. God, how I hate you. For anyone that wasn't there, way back when the Kshatriya was originally released, I rolled a lot of Haro on that Kshatriya unicorn banner. And this sucker showed up 6 times. Could have been any other part in the pool, but it had to be a physical bazooka. The weapon type I hate the most in this game, as if to spite me. I don't like seeing it get an alteration. It's like seeing your rival become successful in life. With speed attribute, enemy shooting power reduced, while Gundam type EX skill power boost. Easy to activate speed attribute, the trait is a support type in nature, but I guess it can be useful. Because if you're running a melee build or a shot build, this probably has some decent stats behind it, you do get the EX skill power boost with Gundam type, which is relatively easy to trigger, and you do reduce the enemy's shooting power by 30%. This affects their normal shooting, special shooting, EX, you name it. Everything is just going to get that reduction. So it could actually see some use on a main suit, even though it has a subpar trait, only because the second trait is very nice. It does have nice stat numbers behind it as well. Interesting. That's what I'll say about the bazooka. And the shield. The shield, the shield, the shield. EX skill power output boosted by 35. Yeah. So that's kind of like a useless trait. It's a flat number, right? Buff EX skill time up 30%. Buffs already last a very long time in comparison to a normal match. So, not really sure how I feel about that one. Force base Gundam type, workable tags. Number-wise, I'm looking at about 2k melee, about 1700 shot. Not bad. Good numbers. Good numbers. Personally, I would not alterate the shield. It does give good offensive stats, but the traits I think are completely worthless, which is to me, a big reason why you would want to alterate something, not just for the stats, but for the trait / EX skill. So you really would just be doing this purely for the numbers, which if you have an alterated shield in the back that you'd rather use that has really good traits, go ahead. You know, these numbers are very good. But it's in the permanent pool, so you're not really pressured. So think about it. Play it safe. All the max stats now use 6-star marks. That is true. That is true. Everything's going to have slightly higher specs than they should. But considering that is the new theoretical ceiling for parts, that is going to be kind of what I'm using as a reference mark now instead of the 5-star marks. What can you do? They don't give us an option to kind of customize how we want to see the stats on a part. We can either see it how it's like level 1, sometimes level 80 if the gacha plays nice, and with the best marks available fully slotted. So I only have so much control, unfortunately. And I think knowing the theoretical max of a part is better than anything else, because it lets you kind of get an idea as to whether or not the part is really worth investing into. Air quotes around that. But this is another example of why I always say the base stats are the most important, because those will always tell you whether or not a part is good, as marks are percentage boosts. If the part's stats are naturally good, marks will naturally make it better. So I guess I'm just not going to go back to sleep today. Banshee. Head-mounted Vulcan. Okay, well, I've already gone over Vulcans with the unicorn. Stat distribution-wise, yeah, this was more of a shooter suit. This is going to be, what, 4? Yeah, about 400. So you're looking at about 5k shot attack on the head, which is not bad. And fully capped out. 9? 9600 shot attack, not bad. Okay. EX skill, I think, is completely a waste. The stats are very nice, and the word tags are definitely workable. Porcel. NTD. Yep, shot attack up, speed up, shot defense up. It's nice. NTD, when it gets its boost, typically is quite nice. So 75k is going to happen in 2020. Didn't somebody already break 70k? I could have swore I remember seeing a thread where somebody was talking about breaking 70k. Okay. So again, numbers are quite nice on this. Shot is easily breaking over, that's 2.3k or so. For torso, that's really good. Gundam type close combat, workable. Like, the problem is, right, the Banshee definitely focuses more on shot than it does melee, so you will be sub-slotting this to get the right word tags, but it is definitely a very powerful front part just for the numbers alone. And, you know, NTD helps as well with its stupid buff numbers. Alright, the arms. Armed armor. SD. Nice, you get a huge shot attack buff, and you get a heal. What's not to like? That's just a very bog standard damaging EX skill. Numbers wise. 6? No, it's 44, so that's gonna be like what, 14? Yeah, 14 or so. So 4600 shot attack. That's not that bad. It is an integrated part. As I said before, you know, integrated parts, they do have very high numbers on them, but you do lose out on the extra trait / EX skill that you would be able to slot into the shield position with these. So, food for thought, right? You're going to probably be switching out at least one of the word tags on this, but the EX skill is good, the numbers are good. So it really comes down to if you can accept losing out on the one extra trait / EX, and you got something nice to subslot. With power attribute, EX skill CD reduced. Okay. With power attribute, EX skill power boost. There's really nothing to complain about on this part. You get your EX skill cooldown reduction, and you get an EX skill power boost. Nice. Tags wise, workable, definitely workable. Numbers wise, a little weaker than his compatriots, sitting at just under 2k melee attack. But the numbers are still nice. It's got some very nice traits, and the word tags definitely can be used. So, yeah, I like the legs. This sucker's got nice legs. Be a real shame something happened. Alright. Double Saber Rush, A-D. Another one of those skills that lock you into an animation. It's not a cutscene or anything, so mileage may vary. Tags are workable. Stat numbers are the exact same as the legs, slightly less than what you'd see on the torso, for example, but nothing to sneeze at. They're still high numbers. So overall, the Banshee, I think the torso and the legs, in my opinion, were the best from that. The integrated arms obviously are good, S power, EX skill, and everything, but as I said, you do lose out on the extra slot, as you're effectively trading 2 slots for 1 part. Easier to max out, but you also have to remember you don't get access to that other slot's tags, or well, not tags, sorry, trait or anything. So you can probably find another set of arms that have an S power EX skill, but yeah, it's up to you, really. I like having the extra slots. The extra traits can make a big difference, because you could slot something that has an extra 30% EX skill boost in there. But yeah, you do you. Let's look at the Providence. Alright, it's Vulcans. Yes, Vulcans are bad. Ace exclusive high firepower. Still a nice combination. Numbers wise, okay, so that's just over 9k shot attack, a little weaker than its buddy. Good tags. The stats are still good. They're just not like jaw-droppingly amazing like the Legend. The EX skill, though, I think is a complete write-off, so. Long shooter job. Enemy strong melee power reduced, and with technique contribute boost funnel uptime. Okay, so I've made this gripe very known before, but in case you've never heard it before, my biggest issue with funnels is that they're not offensive enough. When I use a funnel skill, they'll go out and they'll shoot. But the amount of damage that a funnel skill will do is purely based on how many funnels there are, with the exception of the Moon Gundam backpack. So when I'm using New Virka and the launch limited suit, and I fire off that EX skill, it has what, like 6 or something funnels? It does very limited amounts of damage, even with the alteration up, because they only shoot so much. When I use the Kshatriya's funnel skill in the arms, there's like 24 of the friggin' things. The shots do more or less the exact same amount of damage as the New Virka's funnels, but it fires, what, like 4 times as many shots per go. Kind of my gripe. If they rebalanced it so that they had to shoot out a specific amount of shots before returning within a time frame, okay, funnels are good. They can at least do friggin' damage. As it stands right now, they're just not really that great, because there's a lot of little things with them. It's interesting, right? In lore, the 2 scariest things are a suit with funnels and giant friggin' cannons, right? And then in this game, funnels are like... Oh, my phone decided to update on its own on me. Anyways, funnels are like the least scary thing. Like the Moon Gundam, the only reason that backpack is good is because it's A power, right? It slaps hard. but boosting funnel uptime really doesn't fix the core issue with funnels, in my opinion. Ace exclusive, high firepower. The stats for a torso break 2k. So numbers wise, it's good. Tag wise, definitely good. But trait wise, not really feeling it. Arms. Okay, so here's another integrated part. Magazine, B power. Even at EX1, you're going to have 8 shells when you alternate it. So, good magazine, good power. Ace exclusive, high firepower. It's got the numbers. So, pretty much see what I said for the Banshee arms. Yeah. Actually, I'm curious. At absolute weakest, yep, no, it's still B power. Okay, cool. Cool. With technique attribute, long shot attack raised. I've already talked about that. Well, each exclusive, 33% chance not to recoil. Wow. No thank you. Missed me with that, thanks. Ace exclusive in 4 space. Workable 4 space. Ace exclusive, nice. Shot number wise, you're looking at 8. Yeah. So you're looking at about 1600 shot attack on the legs, which is significantly lower than what we would hope for from a limited time alterated suit. Yeah, traits not that great. Stats are okay. Tags are workable. Backpack. Dragoon system, A plus B plus. Okay. This is another one of those scenarios where, like I just said, just because of the inherent weakness of beam-based Dragoon systems, I don't even think B plus power is going to save it, frankly. They don't do enough, in my opinion. If you have something that has a lot of funnels, it's worth it. If it has few funnels, like this suit, not so much. Oh, was Providence a standard? Okay. For some reason, I thought it was a limited, but you're right. Even then, it's still not really worth investing into, frankly. None of this is really good. Yeah, like the second trait on this is actually nice. When C power is over 100,000, your shooting power is boosted. Very easy to break 100,000 C power these days, and a shooting power boost affects everything. So that's nice. But the first trait is not really that great. Stat-wise, it's okay. Like completely maxed out, 7.7k. Like, what the heck? Like, the only bonus or benefit to this is that it's a standard pool suit. That's literally the only thing that makes it even considerable. Everything else is just, ugh. Okay, well. Interesting. Okay. Now to start on the list. While close combat, melee power boosted, outfighter job, EX skill power boost. Good. Close combat, high mobility, already talked about those. Stat wise, we're looking at just under 2k melee attack. Not bad for a head. Overall, nice. Torso. GN field. Shot defense, yeah, no, it's still the same thing pretty much. Stat number wise, 25, so it's going to be what, like 8? Yeah, about 8. 2500 melee attack on the torso. That's very nice. Tags are workable. EX skill, I think, is a write-off. Arms. Come on. I'm actually worried my phone's going to overheat. Gen Vulcan, B plus A, 11. So now it's actually become a useful skill. Decent power. We saw it in the Twitter video as well. It does actually look like it packs a punch on paper. It will take actual practice to determine whether or not it's actually a good skill, and the B isn't lying to us, but tentatively. Nice. Close combat high mobility. Already talked about that. Stat distribution wise, you're looking at about 750 or so, so 5500-ish melee attack. Not bad. Nice. Overall, the arms are pretty cool. Legs. Back parts EX skill power boost. Well, lots of really good back EX skill. And dual saber category, another EX skill power. So this is just like a steroid set of legs. Numbers wise, you're looking at 7 change, so another almost 2500 melee attack on the legs. Again, legs are nice. Very nice, actually. I like the double trait. First lance, AD. Alright. Execute a rush attack using blah blah blah. Raise your melee and shot attack. And this was the one that spawns the wings and everything. Interesting considering it's not a cutscene EX skill with a super low cooldown or anything. It does have decent power behind it. Okay, numbers wise, 2400 melee attack. Honestly, so far the entire Transient's not that bad post Alteration. It's got good numbers, most of the EX skills have been fixed, so... A plus B plus. Yeah, we already saw that. That fires off the little orbs that go flying around. Cool. Now, obviously my biggest beef with this is it brings 0 shot attack to the table, 0 tags for shot, but it is a shot type EX. So, yeah. Interesting decision. Obviously, for a melee part, it's going to break stupid high numbers, over 10k. So, definitely something you can work into your build. But yeah, so weird. A melee weapon, purely spec'd out for melee, that has just no shot at all for a shot EX on it. B plus D, yeah, we saw that. That's when we're pointed forward, just fired the blast. Very straightforward. Haha. B plus power, usable for sure. Again, though, this will shine most on a shot suit, not so much a melee suit, because obviously the EX skill is then useless, but that does mean you can then get something that has a nice trait on it. So, okay. Both of the weapons are very interesting. I would almost say putting them on a shot suit is a good idea, but yeah, considering the rest of the suit's melee, seems like a weird suggestion to make to shot players. Yeah, roll on this melee banner for like the small chance of getting a good weapon for the suit. And good is kind of tentative as well. Legend. Alright. Yep. Okay, should have seen that coming. So it gets an amazing second trait to pair with its first trait. Numbers wise, infinitely approaching 10k. Okay. So, something tells me our Christmas suit's going to be the one that does it. Fun. Anyways, amazing stats, amazing word tags, amazing traits. I honestly think if you have the head, alterating it is probably the best investment you're going to be able to make. EX skill piercing boost, as I've said before, to me it's not the best thing in the world. Ace exclusive commander, very nice tags. It does still have a nice tag with the while commander shooting power gets a boost. And obviously the numbers are nothing to snuff either. We're looking at, what, 2400 shot attack on the torso. Very nice. Arms. Shooting power boost, if your speed attribute with ace exclusive, that's, again, very easy to do. You get a huge return for it, 10 out of 10. Numbers wise, 3500 shot attack, 25, so it's going to be what, like 8, yeah. 5800 melee, 40 odd hundred shot, not bad. Good numbers. Obviously, as I've said before, it is up to each person whether or not they want to do integrated. I don't like the fact I lose out on a potential 2-trait part, but each to their own. Because honestly, the arms are pretty good. Come on. Likes. Defiant Kai Beam Javelin, A-D. While we've already seen the EX skill animation for it, it does lock you in, and it has a very small radius. I don't think it's really worth it. Stat-wise, 400 or so just under 2k shot attack on the legs. Not bad. Okay. Definitely the weakest part so far. Backpack. Huh. Alright, so the Dragoon system got fixed from its, it was like C- power up to A. That's nice. Now that Cutscene EX actually has some juice behind it, so 10 out of 10. You do get very nice buffs with it, so they've kind of fixed the biggest glaring concern, and shot attack will break 2k on the backpack as well. Nice. Alteration really saved the suit, but that's also a double-edged sword, meaning if you do not have the ability to alternate the Legend Gundam, it may not be worth even rolling in the first place, as only the parts with traits are really good pre-alteration. All the EX skills really shine only after being alterated. So if you're not able to alterate before the limited pool ends, well. Okay. Let's look at the weapons. Initial EX skill charge boost, EX skill power boost. Not a bad combination. Typically, you only need one cycle of EX skills to kill most things anyways. So initial EX does still have its uses. EX skill power boost is also nice. Numbers wise, you get a little bit of shot attack with this. Yep. Okay. So it still has a good amount of melee attack. Gives you a little bit of shot on the side. Has some relatively decent stats, and because it does affect both shot and melee, this does work for either suit type, so nice. Okay, job gauge increase and EX skill power boost on the back part. Okay, still don't like the first trait very much. The second one does have some more use, as there are a lot of very good back EX skills, whether it's shot or melee. Ace exclusive commander, yep, nothing to complain about in the tag department, and the numbers are pretty much the same. Actually, no, they're the exact same as the previous one. And the high energy beam rifle. Enemy EX skill power reduced, shooting power boosted for extra. Oh yeah, so in case anyone's new, when it says melee damage raised by 10%, the first line is a demerit, the second one is the benefit you get for the demerit. So in this case, you're going to be taking 10% more melee damage per hit, but you get a shooting power boost in return. That's a good trade-off. Just don't get hit. Okay. Numbers-wise, yeah. So this is actually on par with the Tall Geese, which used to be the strongest, breaking 10k, but that was before 6-star marks. With 6-star marks, it pushes up to 11k as well, same with this weapon. So this is the new ceiling for shot attack weapons. And it's a scary time, let me tell you. Okay. I still don't really like the trait that much, as, it's kind of a supporty trait. But the second one is nice, very easy to activate. It has stupid high numbers, really good word tags. It may still be something you want to invest into a little bit, if anything, just for the numbers and the tags. Because you can always sub-slot something later with better traits, technically, right? I could have swore the Shining and the Virsago both already got their alterations. Like, am I just crazy? The Shining Gundam and the Virsago have both already had their alterations, no? 2 Virsagos. Yeah, what about the Shining? Wait, wasn't Chest Break a build project? The Shining Gundam was just a Gacha one, but the Virsago Chest Break, wasn't that a build project? Man, there is just so much content being added to this game. Okay, well, let's do them all. Shining is also a build project. I could have swore the Shining Gundam wasn't, but okay. No complaints on the part traits category. Both of them boost EX skill power boost, one on mobile fighter, and one for arm parts. Nice. Mobile fighter close combat, workable tags, stat distribution. We are looking at stupid high stats here. 4,000 shot attack, which is not bad considering it is a melee part. As for the melee stat itself, we're looking at, what, 2,500 melee attack, which is very good. Overall, very nice part. Torso. Shining Gundam Super Mode. Melee attack raised, speed raised, and you resist flinching. Well, you know, it's a 59% melee boost. That's substantial. Numbers wise, we're looking at what, 8, 9? 9 change? Yeah, 9 change. Almost 3k melee attack on the torso. That is terrifying. Mobile fighter and close combat. Nice tags, nice EX skill, nice stats. Actually, the torso is really good, frankly. Shining Finger. A plus D. Surprised this didn't get pushed to S plus, frankly. Crush an enemy's head, you lower the enemy's physical resist. So you don't get a buff. This is definitely more of a finisher type, something you'd use to wrap up the fight, as it doesn't really give much of a buff, but, you know, you do you. It's also not a cutscene either, I guess, so it makes sense there's no buff attached. Mobile fighter, close combat, stat-wise on the arms, we're pushing 5,900 melee attack on the arms. Yeah. And after alteration, it actually breaks 10k too. Such a crazy time to be alive. Yeah, no, the arms are also great. Torso and arms, definitely worth investing into. The head has some crazy traits. So far, overall, it's really good. EX skill cooldown reduction and EX skill power boost while technique. Okay. Okay. Traits are good. Tags are good. You're looking at 2,600 melee attack on the legs. Stats are good. I'm not really surprised. If the Shining Gundam was a build project, which apparently it was, yeah. With technique attribute, melee power boosted. Shot attack down 10%, melee power boosted. Holy crap. Holy smokes, this suit is just going off the rails. Even stat-wise, the backpack breaks 3k before you even put marks on it. Yeah, this is just straight up, like... This is an amazing suit. Okay. So, yeah, verdict on the Shining Gundam alteration. Do it. If you have the Shining, alter it every single part. Wow. Yeah, Sukia, you're probably happy as all can be, huh? Okay. Virsago Chest Break. EX skill power boost, reduce cooldown by 50% once with one enemy shot down. Don't like the second trait, first trait's nice. Stat distribution, we're looking at 5,800 shot attack, very nice. Ace exclusive high firepower, very nice. That's pretty good. Torso. Triple Mega Sonic Cannon, A plus B plus. Is that a cutscene? 15-second initial, 60-second normal? I think there's a cutscene. End of the day, B plus power, okay. A plus Pierce, okay. Nothing really writing home about. Ace exclusive, high firepower, nice. Stat distribution, 8 change, so you're looking at about 2,900 shot attack. Not bad for a torso at all. Nice, nice, nice. Alright, Fierce Tempest, SB+. Nice, that's actually really cool. There's our cutscene though, 79 seconds, alright. Speed up, shot attack up by 49. Healthy, Ace exclusive, high firepower. Nice. Stats wise, it actually has a significant amount of melee attack for a shot suit. For shot, you're looking at 8. So about 2,800 shot attack. Not bad. Okay. Okay. And the legs. While Ace exclusive, EX skill cooldown reduction, and with Beam, EX skill power boosted. Okay. Ace exclusive, high firepower again, nice. Stat wise, you're looking, what, 6 change or so, 2,400 shot attack. Very nice for a pair of legs. No real complaints there. And the backpack, the last part of the Virsago. Middle shooter, shooting power boosted, and arm parts EX skill power boost. Both of those, nice, okay. Ace exclusive, high firepower again, no complaints. Stat distribution, you're looking at about 900, so 2,300 shot attack. Nice. I don't really have anything else to say. The Virsago is nice. Not as good as the Shining, but definitely still nice. No. Wait. Saved it from hitting the floor. Oh. Okay. So, now we get into the fleet of 3 stars that for some reason now have limited time alterations. So, just something to keep in mind, almost every single one of these is going to have very low stats. So I'm pretty much going to be giving them a perfunctory glance. I'm not really going to care so much about the stats on these parts. What I am going to care about is the EX skill and the traits on these. So, food for thought. I'll obviously still look at the stats, but considering 3-star suits, even with, 5-star marks and everything in the past, have never really brought themselves up to the standards of 4-star or, Sokai stuff on average, I don't really see much of a worry. Okay. Raise ally beam resist. Kind of a waste. Stat-wise, 5,600 shot attack at absolute max with, carryover. Just breaking 6k-ish. Not really that great. Ace exclusive for space. Workable tags. EX skills a complete write-off. Torso. When armor is 60% or more, debuff skill up, and Outfighter revive 50% armor guts, and a debuff boost. Not really that great. Stats, obviously nothing to write home about on here. Actually, wait, hold on, 9. Oh, okay. So this torso does actually have a stupid amount of defense to it, which brings it up to what? That's like 1,800 or so shot attack and melee attack. So that could actually be like a pinch stat part for you. Unfortunately, the traits aren't that great. Ace exclusive and 4 space. 1 nice tag, 4 space. I just don't really like that much. Arms. Yield Fearless Charge, B plus D. Okay, so if anything, it just brings up to the standard of other parts. Number-wise, 1,800 shot attack. And the melee attack just barely breaks 6k. Okay. Ace exclusive Zaku type. Length. Special shot power boost, enemy melee power reduced. All special shots kind of a write-off, and I don't know if you want to be alterating support suits just yet. Ace exclusive high mobility, stat-wise, yeah, 1800 melee, 1800 shot, so significantly lower than, yeah, well, to be expected. They don't use standard alteration tools. Well, whether they do or not doesn't really matter. It's more like, is it really worth investing in these, or would you rather just save them and wait for future ones that are better? Potentially. With speed attribute, EX skill piercing boosted. Actually, I wonder if they're ever going to start adding alterations for welfare suits. That'd be pretty dope. You know, nice alterated strike noir. The mythical crossbone X1 that I don't think exists. Okay. EX skill piercing boost, melee power boost. Melee boost is nice. Piercing, personally, I don't think so. Stat numbers wise, 1800 melee, 1800 shot, Ace exclusive high mobility. Workable. Alright, Camphor. Head-mounted Vulcan. It's a Vulcan. High firepower, mid-range. Workable tags. Stat-wise, actually, it has a significant amount of shot attack for what it is. Because it's like, what, 8400 shot attack or something after full 6-star marks and change gear. Not bad. Not bad at all. But still outshone by a lot of 4-star parts, so. Well. With technique attribute self, buff EX skill time up, and when attacking with physical, shooting power boosted. Okay. High firepower, mid-range, stat distribution. Actually, this one has 3700 shot defense. That puts it really high up. That's like what? 13, 12, 12? Yeah, 12. So that actually pushes up to like 2100 shot attack, which is on par with some 4-star parts. So that's actually quite impressive. Good job, Camphor. Good job. Unfortunately, I don't like the buff EX skill time up. Shooting power is nice, though. So stat-wise, this is actually pretty good. It has nice tags and one good part trait. Okay, food for thought. Arms. When attacking with physical, strong melee crit rate boost, that's a write-off. Physical ranged weapon reload speed boosted by 20%. In my opinion, that's also a write-off. Stat-wise, this also actually pushes up past 2k in the shot attack department. Not bad for a pair of arms. Not bad at all. High firepower and Xeon. High firepower definitely workable on shot machines. Xeon, not so much. Okay. Camphor torso and arms are actually pretty nice looking. Alright, leg-mounted Sturmfaust, B plus D. It was already a very powerful EX skill before this, so... yeah. And the legs also break 2k shot attack. Nice. High firepower for computers. Don't like for computers, do like high firepower. And the last part of the camphor, the backpack. A-C. So yeah, don't even bother. Numbers wise, also really good. High firepower for computers. So surprisingly, the camphor actually did have relatively high stats, all things considered. But most of the traits and EX skills were more or less write-offs. Tags, but those are always fixable. Alright, NT1, this is the Chobum, right? Yeah. Head-mounted Vulcan, you're a write-off. Stat-wise, 9? Yep. Okay. So 3200 shot attack, 1800 melee attack, not really that great. Okay. Torso, you have a repair, right? Yep, so 68% heal on the torso after alteration. I don't think that's really that useful. Stat distribution wise, it's very low end. Okay, yeah, 1800, 1800. Arms. Enemy special shot power reduced by 25% if you're middle job shooter. Meh. 26% checks penetrating super armor. Meh. Heavy armor Federation. Yeah, no, the tags on this entire suit really aren't that useful. Oh wait, no, things have been rebalanced, right. Heavy armor, raise shot attack, melee defense, and shot defense by 5%. Okay. Federation, raise melee attack, shot attack, and shot defense by 5%. Okay, cool. So Federation kind of boosts everything, both offensive stats and a shot defense. Heavy armor boosts the shot attack and defense with a little bit of melee defense. That's actually not a bad rebalance. It does add a lot of value to them. Okay. So I'll change my mind on that. Tags, definitely workable. Don't like the traits though, and the numbers behind it obviously aren't really that amazing. So, legs. With technique attribute, enemy melee power reduced. Don't like that very much. With when armor is 60% or more, EX skill power boosted. Very easy to activate, very nice trait. Heavy armor 4 base. Okay. Don't like the 4 base. Don't mind the heavy armor. Stat distribution wise, we're looking at what? That's like another 12. Yeah, so 2100 melee attack. Not bad for a pair of legs. Back. When armor is 60% or more, 28% chance not to recoil, while heavy armor shooting damage output boosted by a flat number. No thanks. Heavy armor, okay, 4 base, alright. Stat wise, yeah, no, same dealio. 1800 melee attack, not that great shot attack. Alright, so Chobham had like one interesting part, the rest of it's kind of meh, so. Alright. Oops. Okay. We are now on the Zaku 2. Type FS, the Garma Zombie Edition. Head-mounted Vulcan. Bye. Numbers-wise, nothing really to write home about on here. Ace-exclusive Zaku type. Zaku type raises armor, melee attack, and fizz resist. Okay. Ace-exclusive we know is a good tag. Torso. Speed attribute, buff EX skill time up, while Ace exclusive EX skill piercing boost. I don't think either of those are good personally. Numbers wise, we're looking at about 10. Yeah, about 10. 1900 shot attack, not too bad. Arms. Fearless Hurl, A-B+. So you just kind of yeet yourself at them. Beam and physical resist down by 19%. Not really that great. Numbers wise, yeah, 1900 shot attack. Yeah, no. Okay, legs. Come on. There we go. While attacking with physical, melee power boosted. When C power is over 100k, 28% chance not to recoil. Very low physical damage boost modifier. And 28% chance not to recoil, I don't think it's really that useful. Does have ace exclusive in long range though, both of those very workable tags. Stat numbers wise, nothing to write home about. Backpack. With speed attribute, Vernier consumption reduced by 10%, and with axe category equipped, melee damage output boosted by a flat number. Useless. Both of them. Numbers wise, again nothing to write home about. Ace exclusive long range. Nice tags though. Okay. Yeah, again, I care mostly about the EX skill and the trait, right? Because most of these are going to be 3-star, 2-star suits. So some of them may have some like blockbuster numbers on them for what they are. But when you consider how much you have to invest into them to really get them to that point, because when you think about it, right? Even though they're easier to obtain in EX10, you need to get way more marks on them, right? Like a 4-star part, you need 2 marks. And now that we're looking at 6-star marks that you have to invest into to get, you're only investing about half as many of these new materials to get the 6-star marks. In comparison, to getting a suit like, any of these, which may have decent stats, but even if you can get them to EX10, you're investing twice as many materials into the 6-star marks. So, anyways, moving right along. Ace exclusive high firepower on the large Heat Hawk. Charge Axe, DB+, raise your melee attack by 14%. Nothing really writing home about on this. It has nice tags, but that's pretty much it. Dead End. I know, these are like the same thing, just under a different name. Yeah, they are. Okay. So, Dead End G and Large Heat Hawk, same damn weapon. When will you make your crew? Well, Brian, probably when I'm not mired in doing my impression stream. Probably a good start, you know? Okay, numbers-wise on the Magella Top Cannon, 8492 shot attack, absolutely maxed out. Shooting damage output boosted by 15% when attacking with physical, and special shot crit rate boosted by 17% when attacking with physical. Neither of those are very useful. Long range and ace exclusive, those are useful, however. So the numbers, meh. Word tags, nice. Part traits, eh. So you don't even have to alterate this part. Zaku to Kai. How many hours? 2 hours? I don't know, man. Like, whenever I'm done this, I'll finish this. I gotta look over all the new patch note information and all this. Just like, chill, man. Chill. Whether I make my crew now, or in an hour from now, or 6 hours from now, really won't make a difference. Okay. With machine gun category equipped, close... Oh yeah, I moved on to the Zaku 2 Kai, in case anyone just has me in the background. With machine gun category equipped, close shot attack raised by 10%. With technique attribute self-recover 10 armor gradually. Both of those completely useless. High mobility, 4 forest. 4 forest, write-off. High mobility, okay. Numbers-wise, yeah, no. Okay, moving on. Torso. When armor is 60% or more, debuff EX skill up by 12%, and with axe category equipped, EX skill CD reduced by 15%. The second one's actually not that bad, because it's really easy to actually max out, but the axe category is kind of difficult, as we don't really have a lot of top tier axes that aren't like Sokai Battlefest. Numbers wise, nothing to write home about. High mobility Zaku type. Oh wait, hold on. I need to do the arms. Don't forget the arms. Oh no, wait, I did the arms. Did I do the arms? No, I didn't. Okay. With machine gun category equipped, melee damage output boosted by 15. Flat number, go away. With technique attribute, shooting power boost by 25%. Okay. High mobility Zaku type. Numbers aren't really anything to write home about on this. Alright. Legs. Hand grenade. DB+. Non-cutscene type, so you just kind of yeet a grenade. High mobility, 4 forest. Numbers are nothing to write home about. Okay. Don't really like it. The Zaku 2 Kai is kind of meh. Even compared to the rest of its meh compatriots, really. Yeah, Cobalt, I really am losing my mind at this point. Because after this is done, I'm hopping on to FGO, so... With Gundam type, debuff EX skill effect up by 12%, and with high mobility, 28% chance not to recoil. Both of those I don't think are very useful. High mobility Zaku type. Okay. Stat-wise, nothing to write home about. Okay. And the machine gun. Crater Maker, A, B-. Fire stunning rounds from your machine gun. Okay, not really feeling that either. Numbers-wise, nothing to write home about. High mobility for a forest. Yeah, okay. I'm actually contemplating whether or not I even really have to look over the rest of these suits, because the general consensus in my head seems to be the same kind of all the way through. Now, you know what? I only have like 3 more suits to do. I'm just gonna do them. Alright, Gelgug Jaeger. Head-mounted Vulcan, go away. Stat distribution. Nothing to write home about. Mid-range Xeon. Okay. Torso. Yeah, so I'll take a quick breather from this. So I play GBGW, obviously. I play Fate Grand Order, but it's more of a login sim right now. I play it very very casually, I guess is the best way to put it. I just kind of hop on to roll new characters every now and again when they show up, and beyond that, like I don't really do events anymore because there's just no point. I use Girls Frontline and Azure Elena's login sims because I'm just waiting for stuff that I want to come out so I can just roll on them. So I don't really think, like I can just uninstall them, I wouldn't even really care. I play Grand Blue Fantasy, sort of. Like I participate in some events just to empty the shop items I want. Beyond that, I don't really play other than like rolling gacha and pissing off my crew while I'm at it. And there's one more. Sinoalis, right. I still play that, so. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I stopped caring about Girls Frontline events forever ago. They just require too much from me. Anyways, back to the Gelgu Jaeger. Torso. Support job. Buff EX skill time up by 12%, while mid-range shooting power boost by 25%. Second trait's not bad. First trait, no thank you. Numbers-wise, nothing to write home about. Mid-range Xeon. Arms. Beam, Spot, Gun. B plus C, and that's after alterations, mind you. No thank you. That's a magazine type EX skill that has, what, C power? Yeah. Mid-range commander. Alright, at least that's the commander tag. Length. With machine gun category equipped, special shot power boosted, nope. Shooting crit rate boosted, nope. Mid-range commander stats, nothing to write home about. Okay. And the final part of the Gelgu Jaeger, the large beam machine gun. With machine gun category equipped, special shot power boosted by 18%, go away. Beam range weapon reload speed boosts by 15%, go away. Numbers-wise, nothing to write home about. Mid-range Xeon again. Alright, cool. Bye, Gelgu Jaeger. Off to the High Gog. Torpedo. A, B minus. Okay. No thank you. Numbers-wise, wow, 5k shot and melee defense. That breaks down to 1.7? 1.6 change. So you're looking at... No, right, it's an integrated part, head and torso, so the larger numbers don't really matter. Amphibious Xeon. Amphibious is kind of a rare tag. Xeon, getting a little more common. Stats are decent, but that's only because it is an integrated part. Alright, Hygog Arms. Beam Cannon, B plus C, 11 magazine. Okay, no, it's a magazine with C power, who cares? Numbers, nothing really to write home about. Amphibious for Tundra. Legs. With mass production, enemy close attack raised by 10%. Okay, and with speed attribute self, close shot attack raised. Close shot attacks, kind of a meme, frankly. Amphibious for Tundra again. Stats, nothing really to write home about either. And backpack. With ace exclusive enemy special shot power reduced, and with speed attribute, shooting damage output boosted by a flat number. Not useful at all. Numbers wise, nothing to write home about. So the High Gog's just kind of a waste in my opinion. Alright, so I just have what? The Rick Diaz, Palace Athene, Dovin Wolf. Okay, so it's not that bad. Rick Diaz, let's go! Protection Beta. All ally physical resist raised by 69%. Yeah, no thanks. Numbers-wise, nothing to write home about. High mobility, mass production. Torso. When armor 70% or more, debuff EX skill effect up by 12%, and with technique attribute self, buff EX skill time up. No thanks, neither of those are really that great. Numbers, nothing to write home about. High mobility, mass production again. Yeah, I like the design of the High Gog, but it's just kind of useless, which is a shame. Prominence Fist, DB+. Whoever's hit gets their melee and shot defense reduced by 14%. Meh. High mobility for urban area. Well, the 4 tag is there, no thank you. Stat-wise, nothing to write home about. Length. Numbers, nothing to write home about. When armor is 70% or more, melee crit rate boosted by 14%. No thanks. With high mobility, EX skill piercing boosted by 22%. No thanks. Okay. Legs, no. And the Rick D is back. Beam Saber combo, DB+. No, it just locks you into an animation. It's not worth it. Numbers wise, nothing to write home about. High mobility for urban area. Ooh. How to tank a suit 101. Palace Athene. Beam Coat Beta. Raise ally beam resist by 69%. High firepower, long range. Cool. Stat-wise, nothing great. I like the word tags, though, on the Palace Athene. Torso. High firepower, support type. Haha, wow, no thanks. Debuff EX skill up, shooting. Oh, with high firepower, shooting power boost by 25%. Has one decent trait. Not bad. Numbers wise, nothing to write home about, though. Arms. High firepower, long range. Twin beam gun and grenade launcher. It is a magazine type skill, 7 when alterated. D, B power. Okay, could be a lot worse, frankly. However, you do need to have this at EX10, as EX1 only has a magazine size of 4, which is pitifully low. So if you do plan on using this, because it is a magazine with B plus power, you do need to get to EX10 for it to really be of any use. High firepower, long range, like I said. Legs. Come on. Come on, there we go. God damn it. There we go. Okay. Claw Kick. Unleash a series of blah blah blah. Raise your melee attack by 14%. B plus power, A pierce. Okay. Numbers wise, nothing to write home about. High firepower, support type. And the backpack. Anti-ship large missile. A, B minus. Meh. High firepower, long range though. Nice. Stats, nothing to write home about. And the shield. Yeah, no, stats don't really matter. Small missile, A, B minus. Alright, high fire support type. Alright, so the Palace Athene had like a couple of interesting parts, but the rest of it's kind of meh. And the last suit for Alteration, Dove and Wolf. And then we get to look at everything else in this patch. Head-mounted Vulcan. That's a Vulcan, go away. Numbers. Yeah, stats don't really mean much on this. High firepower, mass production. Okay. Torso. Mega Particle Cannon, B plus B. Alright, high firepower, long range. Workable. Numbers, nothing to write home about. Arms on the Dovin. When attacking with beams, special shot damage output boosted by a flat number. No thank you. While high firepower, shooting power boosted by 1%. Alright, I'd buy that for $1. Quite unfortunately though, yeah, the stats and the word tags ain't really saving it. Xeon high firepower, and yeah, the stats really aren't that great. One good part trait, one good word tag, and the rest of it's a write-off. Legs. When attacking with beam, mid-shot attack raised by 10%. When melee defense is over 5,000, 20% chance not to recoil. Okay, who cares? High firepower. And mass production. Numbers, nothing to write home about. Backpack. Come on. Income. Alright. So it's like some kind of Dragoon. B plus B minus. Yeah, you can move freely while the skill is active. Yeah, it's a funnel, more or less. High firepower, long range. Numbers wise, nothing to write home about. So nice tags. A B minus power funnel type EX skill. Meh. And the beam rifle, the last part to look at here for Alteration. 7th ray shot, A, B. Bathe foes and high output beams from your rifle. Okay, well, it has B power at least, right? High firepower, long range, stats are nothing to write home about. So it has good tags, interesting sounding EX skill, but probably not that great on actual practice. And the stats aren't that great. Okay. That was a lot of friggin' talking. Holy crap. All right. So, with that done, let's start diving into the new content. We'll start with crews. Why don't you try joining one right away? I'm going to create a new crew, thank you. Crew name. I'm going to go with the faction that I was in Terra, because out of all the MMOs I've played, it's the one that stuck with me the most. So whenever I play a game, whether it be Phantasy Star Online 2, pretty much any game that has a faction system, I do try to make a guild called Iron Order and stick with that. Because, yeah. Also, if you have me added as a friend, you know that my profile description is Yield Kirby. So we'll do that. Excellent. Playstyle. Friendly. Active hours. Yeah, I just kind of play whenever. Approval system. I'll just set it to auto. I don't really care. Combat power limit. I'm going to say 850 just because it's kind of like a healthy number. Auto transfer leader. Yeah, we'll say 7 days. Okay. Crew created. Crew achievements. Yeah, you get your tickets for completing achievements. Group multi-missions. Everything resets Monday JST. Cool. Get some free tickets. Okay. Well, interesting to say the least. Oh, my crew thing now has a little card spinning around on it. Okay. Can I do any modification here of the logo or stuff? Lots of achievements in here too. Cool. You can see the crew ID in the corner there if you wanted it. Neat. Okay. Alright, well, I'll do a little more diving into that later, but it seems pretty straightforward. Participate with your crew, fulfill the missions, get your tickets. Hear ye, hear ye. Okay. Job grades. Alright, so I have to look through job grades and L gears. Okay, so let's go take a look at ye old spicy boy. Okay, so let's take a look. What is the blueprint cost for L gears? I need to make a middle shooter. What is required for you? Okay. So I need middle shooter gear pieces. What about you? And that just requires job gear and some middle shooter. What does this actually do? Shot attack up and first job gauge charge up. Okay. Wait, why am I unable to craft it? I've cleared both of the requirements for this. Oh, okay, right. You have to manually select the scrap you're using. I'll use some back scrap, sure, whatever. Oh, for the people that are joining and can't find it, it's because I'm on the Asia server. If you're not on the Asia server, you're not going to be able to find it. Back when the game originally launched, I grabbed the Asia server because I couldn't see which server the game APK actually was for, and I downloaded it and started. And by the time I had finished kind of investing myself into the game, I found out I was on a different server. So, anyway, somebody said that they applied or whatnot. There are no applications. Yeah, okay, cool. So everyone's in. Cool. So that all works. Excellent. I do want to slap on... I guess I don't really have to care that much about putting the gear on yet. So whatever, we'll leave it. Okay. So we took a look at that. So it just seems to boost kind of your major skill type and then a job gauge increase. Did they add anything in the notes about the job license changes? Okay. Yeah, okay. Infighter and supporter, step guard. Yeah, I talked about this before. Yeah. The infighter and supporter gets step guard. Defender and outfighter gets guarding when you're moving with verniers. Middle shooter and long shooter, you auto guard while moving backwards. Nice. Yep. Yep. And then Mark Awakenings, but that's really straightforward. That's just obtain the materials and tune it up. Yep. We got our supply stash, new story missions, refined BT. Yep. We looked over some of the new boosted word tags, eased cost penalties. Yep. Okay. Partial overhaul. So Pierce is even more effective against Gunplas with high defense. The problem is they don't give us any numbers. They don't tell us anything about how the formula actually works. So that's like saying, oh yeah, your ability has upgraded from A to S. It does more damage. Alright, cool, thanks. I couldn't tell that from the letter change. What does it actually mean? What is the qualitative difference between A and S? What is the qualitative difference between B and B+? Much like this, what is the qualitative difference between Pierce before and Pierce now? We don't know. So it doesn't really mean much. There's not a lot. There's no frame of reference. And that's why it doesn't really matter. Like, it's cool, don't get me wrong. It's nice that they are updating things and kind of changing the damage formula to allow us to make more varied builds. But without giving us any numbers, it doesn't mean anything at the end of the day. So that's my opinion on it. And guard damage cut when guarding has been raised. And guard's effectiveness was raised, making more useful in builds in battle. Cool. The mobile Jin. Oh, you know what? Let's go take a look at that. Because if it's what I think it is, I might just get the whole thing now for the box art. Mobile Jin. That was Seed, unless I'm mistaken. So yeah. Is it what I think it is? Yeah, it is. Alright, cool. So I'll definitely be crafting that entire thing later. Cool. Wait, they added a 5-star gear? Did I whiff that somewhere and not notice it? If you're talking about the cost one that was in the shop, that was actually really interesting to see because currently the only way to obtain a gold gear is through that. And I would almost say it's kind of a necessary thing right now to have a cost reduction because most of us have like full 6-star suits, which take a ridiculous amount of cost from our pools. So yeah, they're not craftable yet, but at least we know that there's plans for them, right? Okay. So, I don't really think there's anything left to go over. Went over all the alteration stuff. Pretty much all the 2.2 changes are very straightforward as they're documented here. Yeah. Okay. Oh, Jesus, 6 o'clock, a 2-hour stream. Just end me. Okay. So, with that, guys, I'm going to wrap up this GBGW stream. It's been a fun 2 hours hanging out with everybody and grieving over the alteration suits. Yeah. Jesus. Anyways, do remember that next week is Christmas, meaning probably save your Haro if you're able to, just in case there is a Christmas banner, much like there was the Wing Zero custom last year. But I assume you're all responsible enough to know what you do with your Haro. Peace out, guys. I'll see you in the next one.